Okay, cool. So we discussed about the circle. As you touch, the radius of the circle will change. And if you wanted to make it draggable as well, you could have made it like that. So I'm using the same point as my center. Look at this. Now I can even drag my circle and place it wherever I want because I'm able to drag point A. If I click on it, I'm increasing its radius. So I hope that will definitely help you and you can make use of it in different ways because you will become more creative if you start using this. Okay, cool. Let's now move to a polygon part. Similar way, I'm going to use the polygon command, which is very handy. As soon as you type POLY, polygon, right? POLYGON, you have to type like that. And then you can type the coordinates of those points which you want to connect. But I'll tell you the easier way of doing it because this way is, I will not recommend this way. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on plus button, click on table, type your points, just thinking any particular shape. Let's say 1, 1. I'm going to start from 1, 1. And then I'm going to go to 2, 3, right? Then I'm going to go to 3, 4 or 3, 2, 3, 3, something. Let's say coming back to 1, 4. Let's change this to, and then you can come back to 0, 4, right? So let's say you have these points, random points. See, like now you can just use this POLY polygon, and now you can use in the bracket x1, you'll get a polygon. As soon as you type x1, because it's gonna take now x values and y values from the table. Now you must be wondering, how did I get that subscript 1? It's simple. It's simple. As soon as you type any variable, let's say x, and you start typing now numbers. If you type x1, it will automatically go to x1 right there. And if still it is difficult for you, don't worry, there's a keypad option for you. Click on it, type x, and you can go to either ABC. Look at this. This option is available for subscript. Because in Desmos, it's very simple. As soon as you type, let's say I'm typing A, and if after A, I'm not giving space, immediately I'm entering 1. It will go to subscript, and then you can change it to anything. Let's say A point, whatever, or because it is taking integration from INT. So I'm just saying you can even type like that. So that's the way how you can actually make x1, y1, but it is not draggable, right? Because these points are fixed. These points are fixed. You can fill it if you want. Click on the settings, click here, and click on this fill option, increase its number. If you keep it 0, it will be empty. And if you keep it, let's say 5, because 1 is maximum. So you can just imagine if it is 1, means it's increasing the whole thickness. Sorry, the whole area is filled now. So this way, you can explore what is happening with the polygon. But according to these points, my polygon is not going to change, right? Now, if you want to change your polygon, then it's also easy for you. Let's say you don't want to change everything. You want to give a free hand only to 2 points. As I have created the slider, I will use that. So click on those sliders, right? And then you type A and B. Only A and B point will be draggable. Look at this. I can change my polygon to any particular shape. And if you want to make use of, let's say more, you want to give more freedom to students, use more, let's say C and D also. The END are not defined. That's why it's showing the warning. So better you create C equals to any random number because you can just manage with it. Look at this. Right now, there are two things which you can drag. I think yes. E comma D is 2 comma 2. Yes, here. Okay, because the point is not defined. So we have to define the point like that. So now it becomes draggable. Look at this. So this will be handy for middle school students or when you want to ask them to create some sort of different types of shapes and you want to manipulate those things using these two things. See, sorry, click on home, it will go back. Don't worry. Look at this, A, B. Let's say you want to control this. It should always be A plus 1 and this must be B minus 1, right? So as you explore this, the other point is dependent on A and B now. So that won't change. Same thing, you can just control it like that, 2A times 3B. Let's say, look at this. Everything you can change here. Look, the other points are dependable on now. So they are dependent on A and B. So this way you can actually play around and see what is happening. There are other options which you can use, but let's not go in that detail. We'll discuss maybe later. That can be like this. Look, let me show you. I'm deleting these. I'll also delete the polygon. Don't worry, I'll share few of the graphs where you can actually explore these things on your own. Just make copy. Let me show you how. Let's say I will share this with you. Right? This one is for the grid. See, the geoboard is ready and I can drag my points and to create any triangle or even any polygon, right? If I show you what I have used, look, these are some points. The points are getting enlarged because of the circle and P1 is like this. This is just a point and this is the polygon. Look at this. The polygon is PQP1. It means my PQ and P1 are 3 points. And yes, we can see 3 points only. PQ and P1. So the circles are just fancy, don't worry. But the important part was what is my P1 and what is my P? Where is my P? Let me find out. Yeah, P is A comma B because it is on A and B, and Q is C and D, and P1 is H and K. So I am using 3 different, so total 6 variables to play around so that I can drag. Look at this. So that can be used in any activity. Same way you can do over there, which we were doing. Let's say I'm sharing this with you. So here is the share button, copy. Let me share in the chat. And so let's say you open it. Let me copy it and open in my another account. Right. So let's say I just open in this account, which is even not linked with the Desmos. So you will see like this. Look, as soon as you open, you can access everything, whatever I have here. And you can manipulate with it. You can change whatever you want. Look at this. Here is the option. You can't save it as it is because to save it, you have to log in. If you have the account, please log in, otherwise sign up. So this way it will be saved in your account here. Look at this. This is my fresh, because I'm not using this account. Only things which I can see here are only examples created by Desmos. Right? I hope that was helpful. How to share and how you can actually add it, because I usually add these graphs in my website. So I just embed because there is option here. Export the image, print, or image. You can just copy the link if you want to just share it. Okay, so That's it. So let's go to some other things, which is the Desmos geometry tools. Somebody is teaching related to geometry, then how you can make use of it. Matrix calculator is also helpful. It won't take more time. Don't worry. Matrix calculator. If I click here, this calculator will open. I can define my matrix like this. A equals to, it will ask me a new matrix. You can just click here, new matrix, and you can change rows and columns. Let me just keep it 2 by 2, 2, 3. I'll just enter. Sorry, I didn't enter everything over there. So my A matrix is there. Now again, a B matrix. Let's say -3, 5, 4, and 10. Right? Done. Now there are options. What you can do. Let's say you want to add. Right? So just type A plus B. The sum is ready. A times B. Look, the product is ready. And if your matrix B is different, then look, A dot B will not be defined. Even A plus B will also be not defined. So it will follow the rules which we have been using. And it's very useful when you deal with these parts and when you want to show the statement. Look, A square. So you need to type A first because you want to deal with A matrix and then click on A square. Right? You can do same thing with inverse. Right? Look at this. You can even click here to get the answers in fractions. Transpose, yeah, type A transpose of, look at this. If you just see A, it is this 2, 3, 1, 5, but when you click on transpose, the rows and columns will interchange. Determinant, you can even get the determinant of that. So let me just clear it. If I want to get determinant of A, 7, right? Because in the inverse, everything is getting divided by 7. So very basic, you can clear it all. Inverse, yeah, sure. Look, you have to enter the matrix. Let's say I have my B matrix, which is over here, -3, 5, 4, and 10. And after entering B, you have to click on this. That's it. And you can click here to see the answers in fractions. We can confirm it by finding determinant of B. Determinant of B is -50. The numbers in B, let me just type B so that you can see how you can visualize what is happening with those things. So -50, the numbers are getting divided by -50, and the other procedure is also taking place here. So it's quite easy here. And you can enter anything using this keypad. So yeah, this was about the matrix calculator. The other thing is geometry tool. Yeah. So geometry tool will allow you to also deal with geometry, and you can create. Before you play with geometry tool, make sure you click on the setting and click on this show grid so that you can track what is happening and where you should place things. Look at this. The options are available for you. Select, point, circle, polygon, angle, segment, line, ray, vector, arc. So these are the options for you. More tools means once you have defined these, then only you can click on that. Let's say I want to create a circle on this. Now circle, right? I'll just, as soon as you are on the grid, the point will be visible to you. Click on that. Now drag it outside, leave it wherever you want. Now go to select. Now you can move anything. Look at this. I'm changing radius now. And if you want to move it, then you can also move it there. And if you click on the circle, these options will become active. You can change color. Right? And also you can go to more tools, because look, there are no options available yet because we don't have a line. We are not using, because even for compass, we have to use segment and a point. Okay. These options are not active. Let's use a point, and a segment. So this is my segment. Now, if you click on more tools, the compass tool is ready for you. Midpoint is ready. Parallel line is ready. Perpendicular line is ready for you. Now, what is on compass? Segment plus point. Choose a segment as a radius, then choose a center point. So I'm going to click on this and choose the point. Look, it's done. Go to select. Otherwise, that command will remain active. So make sure you are turning that off. You're going to select. I'll come back to transform as well. Don't worry. Look at this. Now I'm able to move this because I have defined my radius as this segment. As if I change my segment, the radius will change. Look at this. So what could be the best way of doing it? Let me delete this. Click on it, delete, right? Click on it, delete. Let me just make my segment like that. Now I'm going to use to compass. Choose a segment. Segment, this is my radius. Now I want to use this as center or this as center. That will be helpful, right? Look at this. I can change it from here and I can see the radius. In the center, like it's now working like a compass, right? And you can freeze some points. Look, click on it and lock. So now you can't change it. Only this point will change, center point. This will be fixed. Same way you can fix center and you can unlock this. Now you can move this. So now it's becoming like a proper compass, right? The center is fixed and you're changing the radius to create any circle. Okay, done. So this is done. Let's go to transform just to show you quickly what you can do with transform. Transform, you need to define the transformations. What do you want to do? You want to reflect, translate, or rotate, or dilate, or rotation and dilation together. Let me click on dilation. Dilation. It will ask me the scale factor because it will increase and decrease the length. So I can change it to, okay, 2 is fine. 2 is done. What is asking? Select some objects to apply. I have to select. Let me just select on the circle. Once I have clicked, I need to click on apply. Look. And if I click again, because now what is active? The next circle is active already. And if I click again, it will become 4 times. And you can change it anytime. Let's say I want to keep it 0.5. All the circles will come back to that point. See, if I click that circle and click on apply and keep clicking on apply because the next circle is getting selected. Look at this. I think this way you can actually create anything using dilation. You can show what is happening with that and how, because we were clicking on that part because the radius was changing by half or double or something. Same thing you can do with anything. Let me show you another thing with triangle or polygons. Let me delete these things. Delete this. Create a polygon. Choose a point, another point, another point. So you have so many points which you can use. Okay, cool. We have this. Go to this. I'll take the question now. Go a bit slow. Yeah, sure. Let me delete this and show you again. Okay. I'm deleting everything so that I can show you again. So these are the points which were created randomly. You can delete those as well. Okay. I have clicked on the polygon. Now instructions are here. Choose a point. So I am choosing this point. Choose another point. Okay, I can use this point. I can do this point and then come back where you want to finish. Done. Select. So just make it perfect so that you can feel it. Yes, something is there. Okay, let's see. This is the triangle, right? Now I'll go to transform. You need to define some transformations. What do you want to do? Let's say you want to translate or reflect. See, if I click on reflect, I have to choose a line of reflection, which I don't have. So, right. So if you want to do it, go back and create a line. Let's say I'm going to create this line here. Okay, my line is ready. Yeah, you can change the color also. You just click on this, change its color. Now go to transform, define the transformation, reflection, select some object to apply this. So I'm going to select the triangle. Okay, apply. Look, because line was already active. So if you keep on doing this, it will give you the reflections back. Look. So there are so many triangles now, to and fro. Go to select and this, change this now. Look at this. So this way you can actually teach the rotation or anything, because these things are draggable. You can fix them. I'm not saying you can't, but if you just want to play this, look, if I change one, the other object will also change. Look at this, because it's getting mirror imaged, right? So this was the geometry tool. There are lots of things that we can discuss. I have tutorial on this on YouTube, and maybe if you allow me, let me share also that with you before we sign off and take your questions, because okay, I'm not able to minimize it. Anyways, let me just find out the link for you. I'm sharing my channel link. With everybody here, shared. Check it out. There are lots of things which you can explore. This was the channel playlist. In this playlist, you have Desmos geometry. Look. And here you will find all the session recordings. Okay, let me go back. Let me go back where we were, because I'll just quickly talk about the activities, Desmos activities, if you haven't explored that as yet. I'm back on the same page. I hope I'm sharing my screen. Yeah. So you can just go to browse activities. And here you'll find activities which you can use for your classroom. You can find out the activities which are already available for you, most popular or featured collection. You can explore by any topic so that you can find that, let's say geometry, calculus, algebra. So you'll find something at least. Look, algebra unit 1. So look, keep it balanced, something. So these are, I think, saved by me. So you won't be able to see everything. But if you have saved, you can find out definitely. Featured collections. Let's say algebra 2. And I'm on marble sliders exponentials. I'm just selecting one activity. So here is the information about this activity and some details you can read before you apply. You can also use the translated version, Spanish, Russian, French, Chinese, Japanese as well. So what you have to do if you want to assign this activity to your students, click on this assign, or just click on this drop down. You will see two options, your class or single session code. Class, it means you have to synchronize your Google Classroom with Desmos so that you can directly share any activity on Google Classroom. So that option only for that. Otherwise, you can create single section code. And it's not compulsory for students to log in. If they want to save their work, I will definitely recommend that everybody should create their student account. And student sign in and teacher approval required or not. Look, this option is also available. This code will be active for 48 hours, 2 weeks, or 1 year. It's up to you. So let's say for 48 hours, click on that. And let me just hide this, create invite code. So the code will be generated on September 28 till September 28, sorry. Today it was generated, and you can copy this code using these 3 dots. Link, copy, and share with your students the way how you share other things. So immediately your students will be able to join. Let me show you. Let's say I have just copied that and I'm pasting here. This is how a student will see the first page when you share any activity with them. So they will have these 3 options: sign in with Google or with Desmos, or continue without signing in. So they can continue, they can write their name, and they can get started. Go. Now, if I go to my teacher, now this is the student account, right? As a student. And if I go back to my teacher's account and click on view dashboard, here you will see that information. Look, the first student is already there. If I move to my another page, let's say I'm just launching it and not doing anything because there are instructions. It was correct. I can click on next page, next page, next page, like that. And if I go back to teacher's account, look, student is on that page and track live. And what you can do, let me click here. If you want to send a feedback to your student, click on this message box. Send. Do it before the class ends, right? Just you are sending a reminder. Or discuss with me, ask, write your questions. They can't reply. Students cannot reply, but they will be able to see this feedback. And it will be dedicated to that particular slide. Let's say this is, I think, for 4th slide. And I'll show you on students page. It will be also shown to that. Sorry. Ask your teacher. I'm just saying like that. Sent. Now let me show you. Look, student will receive the message. Lesson feedback. Ask your teacher. For which screen? Screen number 4. Even if I'm on another screen, right? It will say go to screen 4. So click on that and student will go back to that screen where the teacher has left the message for the student. So this way you can actually start using it and drop your questions if you have any. I'll start recording now, and so that I can discuss with you few other things. Not few other things, I mean to say related to this, but maybe some other questions. Thank you for joining. I know a few are already left, but okay, I think I have stopped recording.